I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, West Rocks. Today we're live from the Panther newsroom. My name's Lucia Passarelli.
And my name is Connor Morris.
Today is Wednesday, February 14th, and it's a B-Day. Students will stay in homeroom for WIN today.
February is Black History Month. Today we would like to recognize Aretha Franklin. Franklin spent most of her early years in Detroit, Michigan, with her mother, a gospel singer, and her father, a Baptist minister. She also sang in a junior gospel choir. She signed with Columbia Records and went on to release several popular singles, many of which are now considered classics. Franklin's chart dominance earned her the title Queen of Soul, while at the same time she also became a symbol of Black empowerment during the Civil Rights Movement. Aretha Franklin became the first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1987, and is one of the most honored artists in Grammy Award history.
Students interested in helping plan the Black History Month school-wide celebration at West Rocks can join Miss Jean in the band room. Students should check in with their homeroom teacher and then report directly there Tuesday or Friday. We are looking for students interested in speaking, writing, dancing, and singing. All are welcome.
The boys basketball team will practice tomorrow from 3 to 4:30. Attendance is mandatory. Please reach out to Coach Wojtek with any questions.
This week is Random Acts of Kindness Week at West Rocks. Spread kindness by sending a note to a friend or teacher. Notes will be delivered on Friday. Here's a video to give you an idea on how you can participate in a random act of kindness.
Sometimes the world feels crazy and lonely to me. Maybe even a little fake. But what would happen if I slowed down and started offering kindness to others? Our teachers say the best leaders challenge us to be more, to focus on helping others before ourselves. Even though we're just kids, that doesn't mean we can't have a huge impact on others. We can change things for the better. Maybe even more than adults. No matter who we are or what we're doing, any one of us can be good to others. This sounds like a small thing, but I've seen how it creates a big ripple effect. Where one act of kindness helped you and me, then it kept going again and again. Being kind encouraged someone else to do the same. Because they felt noticed, because they felt loved, more and more people joined in. That's the kind of world I want to grow up in. Don't you want to be a part of that? A place where everyone looks out for one another? Where what we say and do can't help but inspire more kindness? That's the world I want to live in. And that's the world we can create, together. So let's look around, wherever we are, and be willing to go first. Because not only does kindness matter, it spreads.
To join the movement, visit inspirekindness.com.
To celebrate Black History Month, we will decorate doors to celebrate African American artists during homeroom. Now over to Dr. Reynolds to speak more about the activity.
Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. First, I just want to name and lift up some of the things that I saw in that video around being kind. It doesn't take much to make a good decision and just be nice. I know it doesn't have to be a huge event. It can be simply helping somebody who dropped their belongings. It can be opening a door. It can be noticing that somebody is having trouble either organizing, and you would help organize. It's also, you notice somebody who's sitting by themselves, and maybe you invite them to the table or go sit next to them. Maybe on recess, somebody who looks like they would like to be included. Maybe you bring them in with your friend group. All of those things are just being kind and being nice. And so just think about that throughout your day. Again, it's not necessarily a huge event or something that needs to take a lot of effort in order to be nice and kind. It's just in the moment, if you notice, make that good decision. So hopefully we can incorporate that into our day, and it starts now, and it starts just as soon as you are in homeroom and go throughout your day. With that, keeping in mind being kind throughout your day, you are going to be working with your homeroom over the next few weeks. We're not going to have an extended homeroom every day, but we are going to decorate our doors. Similar to how we did it in the winter with a winter theme, we are going to recognize people in Black history, specific to our theme around African American in the arts, and lift them up and recognize some of their accomplishments. One way to publicly acknowledge is to put them in public spaces. So when we put things that are important where a lot of people can see them, it brings positive attention to them, and it makes people inquire and wonder and think, and then name and say, maybe I can do that too, or what did that person contribute? And that's part of the reason why we put things in public places. Like maybe you walked in today and you saw the new mural or the new picture up on the wall, and we put different students' pictures within the grayscale in the back, because those are things that we want to acknowledge and highlight that happen here. Maybe you saw Panther News, maybe you saw an 8th grade event, maybe you saw some of the athletics, maybe you saw people in the classrooms. Like those are the things that we want to lift up, so we put them in public spaces. So over the next few weeks within February, we want to make sure that we acknowledge and we lift up people in Black history with that same reasoning. So over the next few weeks, each homeroom is going to take their door and decorate it. The first step would be when we stop today. The first step is going to be take down, if you haven't already, our winter decorations. I know it just snowed, but we do want to take those down first, dispose of them, because we're going to make a plan. You're going to make a plan and then move forward with that. So the first thing is kind of clean slate, clean that off. And then I did share this with staff, so you can review this on your own and refer back to it. But basically, the Black History Month, and I know we've talked about this when February first kicked off, but this month, Black History Month, was created to focus on African Americans' contributions in this country's history. Our theme, as I just said before, is Black History, for this year's Black History Month is African American and the arts. So that arts is music, art, also literature and writing, performing arts. There's an umbrella that we'll go through in just a second. So your task is to decorate the door to your homeroom to recognize Black individuals who have contributed to the arts. You can pick one individual or multiple. It's up to you. You're going to take a little bit of time first to identify who or whom or what group you would like to lift up and recognize. You should do some research, and as the slides move on, there's some ways that you can do so. On the person that highlights their contributions to our history. Again, you're going to be specific and creative as well. Some of the guidelines: your door must incorporate Black artists. That's poets, writers, artists, singers, etc. You're going to pick one or multiple. That's up to you. First thing, though, is you are going to research. And so sometimes you have an idea of one, right, or a group that you want to, and then you start digging in a little bit, and maybe there's not as much information that you have, and so you might have shift, and that's okay too. Maybe you have one, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? In my research, I also found this person and this person. Can we do 3? And that's okay too. So that research and learning about the individual or group is really important. And all decor must be on the outside of the door. So I know some of the contests in the winter, some people put it on both sides. Just put it on the outside, so when we close that door, we're able to walk around and see it. So it's got to be on the outside. So these are some possible Black history figures. So if you want to start with this, and the next slide actually gives you some websites to start your research on as well. So if you want to focus on on art, there's a list of names that maybe you recognize some, maybe you don't. But this is why the first part is, once we have a clean slate, we're going to actually dig into some of these names and lift up. And as a group and as a homeroom, you're going to identify a person or people that you want to recognize on the door. There's also some in literature, and then music, entertainment. So if you look down, maybe you've heard them, maybe you've seen them, and maybe you haven't. Maybe these are brand new to you. As the holidays or as certain music comes on, like Louis Armstrong stands up because of his musical instrument. If you look at some of the others in some of the other columns, maybe others jump out to you. If you're a reader and you like poems and or some of the plays, Langston Hughes. Again, so there are some names that maybe you see, and other names maybe you're not familiar with, and some research would help. But these are some. These are not just ones you have to pick from. These are possible. And here's a list of places. There are a number. It gives you 12 different websites with a description on places to research. So as you divide up within your group, identify which sites maybe you want to use. Some kids will check one. Some kids are going to check maybe another one, and divide that up. And then with some names too. So you want to look at these websites. These are to start. Again, you may have your own, which is fine too, but this is a place to research. And then you have some names to start with as you identify how you are going to decorate your door. Here's just what it looks like. And I know we've done door decorations in the past, but never before to celebrate Black history. So I can't wait to see some of our creativity. And so again, our theme is African American in the arts. However, just because it's that theme, that's how we're picking our people. If you want to have other questions or wording on that door to lift up or recognize the individual, that would be up to you and your group. So like just on the right side, you have "This is us. Can you guess who I am?" So it looked like there's some clues to that person. So not necessarily the name, and then that person on the left, you would obviously give it away. There would be an answer somewhere. So really up to you and how you want to do it. But these are just some examples and just some questions to think about as we move forward, because I'll leave you with this for the last 15 or so minutes of our homeroom today. Visual impact, 3 areas that you want to think about: visual impact, craftsmanship, and content and theme. Visual impact. Do you say, "Wow, awesome," or "Great teamwork"? What is that visual impact? When you walk, if you see that door, what is your first reaction? Is it clear that only like 1 or 2 people did it? Did everyone contribute? What makes it stand out? What makes it special? The craftsmanship, is it attractive, well constructed? Is it neat? Is it organized? So that whole planning piece, all right, the person, the clean slate, but what's going to go where? And each day over the course of the next few weeks, you can organize your thoughts. We did place an order as far as that goes. We placed an order with Amazon. We do anticipate that coming any day, probably after break. It'll probably arrive after break. And that way, if you have a plan, we can divvy up some of those supplies, and then we can hand out 2 homerooms once you have a plan in mind. And then our content and theme, we want to recognize Black individuals who have contributed to the arts, which is what we talked about throughout. So again, those are some things to think about. We will work on this in homeroom. It's not going to be an extended homeroom every day. We may have 1 or 2 as we get to the end of the month. And the idea would be to lift these up and celebrate what we did with pictures and recognize them at our school-wide celebration on the 29th. And if we need a little bit more time, we can. But if we can take some pictures, put them on display, recognize, walk around, and take a look at them at the end of the month, that would be ideal. So with that, we're going to continue to celebrate and recognize people in Black individuals in our Black history for their contributions. And again, our theme this year is African American and the arts. So good luck planning. Back to our anchors and wrap us up for today.
The A in PAUSE stands for accountability. Be accountable for your actions and assignments each and every day.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, everyone.